Welcome back, everybody, to Factorio Recursion. This is episode number 29. Today in Factorio, we're going to turn the science back on. The red, green, blue, the gray, purple, yellow. All that science is getting turned back on. I've done all the mathematics. I've done all the calculations. My calculator has been taken out. Everything's been done, and I put it away. So now we can just focus on the belt stuff and making sure everything connects up properly. So inside this building, and then inside here's our science area. And this is the way it's gonna work. At least we're gonna try to do it this way. If I don't quite have enough room, we will reconfigure it. I'm gonna try to do 3 sciences in each of these blue buildings, the factory building Mark IIs. And then we are going to bring the science out, and we are gonna daisy chain two different types of science on each of these 4 belts, and you can overlap the red belts and the blue belts in this manner. And then we'll be using the fast inserters like so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did a calculation, but sometimes I get those calculations wrong. I'm pretty sure the red belt will be fine. If it's not, we can reconfigure this so that the blue belts come down this way and split off to the right. But I think it should be all right. And if not, we won't find out for a little while, because it's going to take a while to scale up all the other stuff. We need to go back and update our red and blue circuits and our oil factory. And we need to establish a whole lot of more mining. Okay, let's grab a blueprint. I think I'll save the red one. I'm not sure how this corner is exactly going to work. But we definitely want to do this. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to rotate. And it's going to go the other way. So these belts are going to snake around. And then snake around the other way. And they will end here. So we won't have anything right there. And then we're going to just basically divide off the stuff. I changed the order a little bit in the inventory screen. When you craft stuff, your crafting menu, it goes RGB, and then the gray, the military, the production, and then high-tech. Space science is getting made at the silo. It's coming in right here. And that will get merged onto one of the belts. But I changed the order a little bit because the blue science and the purple science, the production science, I don't know why I'm cutting in here like I'm going to show you something. The thing we actually want to look at is in here. They both require these things, the engines, so we're going to put those together. In fact, let's see if I can do this. Do we have room? Because this is my reference for all the math I've done and what the ratios, how many assembly machines we need. Can I put this right here? Which one is it? It's this one. Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. What happened there? Did this thing tank all of my energy? Ah, it did. Okay. So I'm just going to put that up higher. This thing isn't producing a damn thing, just the beacons. I wonder, I probably have not changed. Yeah, I guess I didn't change this one at all from the default. Nor have I changed these. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need. We want red, green, and yellow first. So we want 4 and 5, and then we will need 1 gear wheel. We have a full belt of gear wheels coming in, but we need a little bit more, and it just so happens that the amount we need for these two just about is actually a little bit more than that, but it's hard to do fractions of a full belt. But anyway, we're gonna manually craft our gear wheels here. And then we will need, not that one, the yellow is this stuff. Okay, let's do red, green first. So we want 4 and 5. Come up in here, peta, 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 as I run around. And we can always use beacons, or not beacons, but blueprints to move stuff around. So I'm going to go ahead and leave myself some space in the onset, because I'm going to be shifting things around anyway. Let me delete that, make sure that is spaced correctly. We wanted 4. Okay, and then we'll do this. Tell you what, let's do it this way. Just so that those are spaced out properly. We wanted 5 of these. Yep, okay, lovely. Beautiful. All right, massive time skip. I have finished the complete layout for the first 3 sciences, and I updated our research layout here. So now all of the belts are properly daisy-chained around, and we will be testing to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. In fact, I would be massively surprised if I didn't make any mistakes, the layout ended up being fairly complex. Tried to keep it fairly streamlined and rerouted some things. Like I put the red science down here because it needs copper, and the stuff down here needs copper, but the green science does not. Stuff like that. Let's hook things up one at a time and just sort of check that stuff is working. So first is the green circuits. Green circuits are needed for the inserter there. He's not going to make anything because he's still missing ingredients. The other thing they are needed for is for the speed modules there. And then that's it. Okay, that seems to be working right. So far, so good. Next is iron, which is needed for a number of things. Okay, here comes the iron. And we won't really be able to test some of the throughput bottleneck issues for some time, because we won't have, like, for instance, we're not making enough red circuits, blue circuits, and we're not bringing in enough iron and copper. We have to update our mines and all that kind of stuff. And so we won't be able to test to see if, for instance, like one inserter here is enough. Do we need two, or do we only need a fast inserter instead of stack inserter? Won't be able to test that stuff for a while, but we can at least see that all the belts are properly set up. Okay, so the green science is getting made. Iron comes in here, gets split, comes down here, makes gear wheels, goes left and right, and also makes this guy. This belt here is very complicated. I'll explain that in a bit. That was trying to keep everything rather compact and to use as few beacons as possible. But that's going all the way down here, and it's not actually going anywhere into there yet because I wanted to make sure that everything in this building works properly before we move on. Okay, next is blue circuits, which is only getting used for these guys right here. No, the science itself. The yellow science. That's pretty straightforward. I would be amazed. Well, I wouldn't be amazed if I screwed that up, because these underground, when you start daisy chaining those, and see, like, we've already, blue line of blue belts is already run dry because we're not making very many of those. Then next, is sulfuric acid. I forgot to set that one up. Okay, so this is the next belt down after the blue belts. I forgot we needed sulfuric acid, so that's going to be like that. So the third one down there needs sulfuric acid right here. And the sulfuric acid happens to have a connection right there. So we'll just hook it up. Good. Make sure that it's only going outside and speed up the, like this is, yeah. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I know what you're saying. I don't need to hear that from you right now. See how our green circuits are getting delayed, or it's very slow? It's because while our green stuff is set up, we don't have enough iron and copper behind it to keep up. Okay, so that was sulfuric acid. We want to make sure that that is hitting the battery, guys. Seems like that is the case. Okay, next, red circuits. Red circuits. Red circuits get paired in here to make speed modules. Okay, they are operating. We could maybe do with less speed modules inside the speed module guy, but we will decide that in the fullness of time. That's the only thing red circuits are used for. Okay, then the copper. And what's... Oh, gear wheels. Coppers get used for a bunch of stuff. And we might need more copper than I'm providing. It seems like we're splitting it a lot, but the main thing we need the copper for is all these, the wiring here. Okay, gear wheels. Come in here, get split, run down here. And these guys all have gear wheels. Is that the only thing gear wheels are going to use for? I guess we made the gear wheels for this because we needed to make up some. All right, I guess that's okay. So next we need... Last thing, huh? Okay, that didn't take so long, I guess. And the copper. Okay, copper gets split a lot, but once it backs up, it should be okay. We don't need full belts. We need fractions of a belt. And once one thing gets full up, then that belt will fill up, and more percentage will get split off to the other side. Hopefully, should be self-balancing. This is supposed to go here, to go over there, to the batteries. I guess that one little mistake that I forgot to connect that. There we go. I didn't see. This is why you test things one at a time. Okay, batteries are getting made. They're getting put on the right side of the belts. Technically, the bottom side, but you know what I mean. The correct side. They're getting daisy chained in here. Okay, can I come up here? Okay, our yellow science is getting made. That's a lot of circuits, and we won't know for a little while. I think one of these and like 2 of those is enough. I just kind of overdid things. We'll come back later and refine the formulas. And the inserters and the belts here are pretty complicated because I needed a way to output this, and this type of science has a ton of ingredients. It's got 4 ingredients, and we need 30 copper cables per thing. We're speeding everything up so much that I gave 2 full belts to the copper cables. So we needed a funny way to output the yellow science. What are they even called? High-tech? High-tech. And so we're going north through here. This is another one of the things I had to sort of jumble things around, juggle things. So we'd have room. So they're going north through here. And then they're kind of going along this top edge, and we had to do the correct underground belt permutations, because you notice when you're inserting to the north, upwards, the items will go on the right side of the belt. And so you need the proper underground belt here. If we had this guy here, it wouldn't work. It would get cut off because of just the way where the opening is. Oh, you know what? This one is getting cut off. No, it's not. No, that's the correct one. That's the correct one. And then this one gets a full belt, and then it goes underground, and then it goes over here. Okay, and that goes all the way down here. Red and green are getting combined. I think everything is hooked up properly. I don't need all of these. Okay, we can trim that a little bit. Okay, but there is the blueprint. Okay, now we can do this part. So, we want this like that. And we want this like that. They're not actually going to input anything until we tell it to actually research something. I still have this whole other layout to do. Hopefully it's... Oh, this was my... I was going back and forth experimenting. We can pick all that up. As I was modifying things, I used one as a blueprint, as a template, and I brought the other one to the other factory and modified things, and then went back and forth. So this is old. Okay, so we're going to put the next 3 in there. Goods, it seems to have chained through properly. We've got the yellow here at the left, at the dead end, and the red and the green there. Whew! Sweet! Okay, let me put excess science in here. I've got a bunch of raw materials as well, which I will dump. I will dump into here to get used up to make stuff. And then I will get to work on the second of the research buildings. I will do it all off camera again because it is time consuming. Holy crap. Okay, so a significant amount of time has passed. Several hours. Hours and hours I have spent trying to fit these 3 science guys inside this building. And in retrospect, I really should have made this instead of 2 of these factory building Mark IIs. The blue ones. I should have made it 3, because fitting all of this stuff into this building, these 3, was damn near impossible. After having a decent amount of space left over here, I thought, no problem, we can do it. And it was only until I was like 80% done I realized what the nightmare was going to be. But then I just wanted to see, can I do it? So prepare yourself. And there's a bit of pipes there. Yes. As far as I can tell, I've double-checked it. We're going to test it here right now. As far as I can tell, this works. I am missing a belt of iron. I think I've made a mistake on my spreadsheet somewhere. I think I'm short on iron. I did... we used to have more iron and copper, and I converted some of that into an extra belt of green circuits. I think I just don't have as much stuff as I need. So at a certain point, we will need to come back and reinforce a bit of iron and a bit of copper into these 2 guys. But we're going to be close, so let's just see how it does. First thing, let's just hook up some stuff and test that things are working properly, one by one like we did before. And if everything works, we should be able to start science again, although it's going to stop pretty soon because basically my iron ore patch is basically dead. Okay, this only thing it's getting used for are these guys going straight through. Good, and they took some, and then it goes down here and it gets used by these guys. Okay, good. So far, so good. Next, let's hook up, because it's right here, lubricants. Lubricant is getting used for these guys. Okay, so far so good. What's next? We've got coal. Okay, coal is relatively straightforward because it's not used for more than just the grenades. Simple, simple. No big deal. And when I could, I had to do quite a bit of trickery. Quite a bit of all the tricks in the book I pulled out for this. Okay, these guys are good to go. The real trick was getting the iron through at the end. Oh my god. Okay, what's next? We've got steel. Here you go, steel. Have fun. You know what I should do is maybe put some... Oh god. Okay, we're a little bit too far zoomed in. Let me do this. Yeah, make it a little easier to squeeze through there. Okay, steel is coming to make some piercing rounds, and then it's going straight down here, underneath all this crazy stuff. If I did this without screwing anything up, like if it all works and I don't have to make any little minor corrections, that will be amazing. Why are you not accepting the steel plates on this belt? Aha, I did make a mistake, but we won't consider that one. Doesn't count. Okay, now these guys, that's pretty minor, right? I just had to reverse an underground section. Doesn't count, doesn't count. Not counting it. These guys are getting their steel. Okay, good. The steel worked. So far, so good. It's amazing. I can't believe it. So far, so good. Okay, next up is copper. Copper was fairly straightforward. Actually, taken individually, most of these are straightforward. It's the gestalt effect of all of them together. More than the sum of their parts. That's coming up here. Do we need that for the turrets? Yes. Okay, that is for the turrets. Routing underneath here. Getting combined with the gear wheels. The gear wheels do a lot. Okay, so let's do the gear wheels next. Okay, gear wheels. Getting split a lot. Coming up here. Okay, this part works. And now we should, these should start crafting. Oh, no, we're still missing iron up here. And all three of these guys require iron. So the military science is going to start working yet. Let's just make sure all this is going in the correct direction. This goes down here, and this guy's getting gear wheels. And this guy's getting gear wheels. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. So I'm amazed. I'm amazed. What else is getting gear wheels? These guys. All these guys. Okay. Aside from that underground belt being the wrong direction, this is all working the way I thought it might. So far, anyway. So far. Almost there. Okay. Green circuits. And I'm doing a little tricky thing here because I need to strip off only the top level, and it's extremely cramped. I don't have much space. So I had to do a half underground belt little snaky thing so that that half is the green circuits. And these three guys are the only green circuits, are the only things that need the green circuits. Okay, and then I guess we can do this. The white science, the space science. That's going to go straight through there. And is this... Oh, it is hooked up. Stop! We want to make sure that everything works first, and then we will worry about that. And let's do... Tell you what, let's do the bricks first. We'll do the iron last, because that was the trickiest. I did that one last. It was the hardest to get everything to work, and that's the one that's most likely going to have problems. Did I put modules in any of this? No, looks like I did not. Okay, guys, speed up a little bit. And also, get some productivity in you. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure that I only needed half of a belt of that. But that part's easy to fix if we need to put them on both sides. Okay, now this is getting made. We should have these guys, the furnaces coming through here and getting split. Not that this is not really necessary, but they're getting split. Okay, now we've got the electric furnaces. Okay, last but not least, there we go. They're coming through. This guy is coming up here, and we are short on some iron, so at a certain point, I'll need to come back in and bring iron through the top so that these guys can have iron. They already have iron, but just to reinforce, this guy goes up here. We've got 2 belts, and I also have to balance them at a certain point, so I found a spot here to balance them. Let's see. This guy, iron is coming up here. It's going underneath this thing. Oh, you know what I forgot? Okay, I did forget something. There we go. Okay, so I forgot 2 inserters, and one of the underground belts was going the wrong direction, and that's it. That's really pretty amazing. Now, what is this doing? There's a splitter there. I think that was from when I was trying to bring the iron in a different manner. Okay, let's just put that like that for now. Let's see if everything's getting made. Okay, what are you getting? You are not getting copper. Okay, so I did make a mistake. I made a mistake. Thank goodness. That's a little bit more reassuring. And I am out of normal blue inserters. We'll use that one. We'll have to come back later, and I might even just redesign it to recursion stuff later. But this took so long. This took hours and hours. I think we're just going to let it be for quite a while, because this will last us a while. Okay, what about you? You are not getting iron. What is right there? Are we missing? Oh, we're missing a belt. Why is there a splitter here? Oh, because I reinforced. That's right. So this guy takes almost a full belt, these two. And so I reinforced the lines. Yeah, we made a few mistakes, but nothing terribly drastic. All the things are going on the belts they're intended to go on. This is getting made. Okay, the blue science is getting made. That's lovely. Purple science getting made. White science merged on the line. A few minor corrections, but nothing drastic. And turns out the silly thing works. Holy cow. All right, in retrospect, I should have done it in 3, but oh well. This is the way it is. So we can actually do some research. This guy needs to turn back into underground belt. And this guy needs to go like this. And turn into that belt. And then I guess we can't tell them to do some research. I just want to make sure that it daisy chains around correctly. It looks like it is. And our science is going to be very slow. It's going to be very slow for a little while until we go increase our others. So like I've been saying that a lot, but it's very true. Let's go ahead, just for funsies, let's tell them to give me some mining productivity, I guess. There we go. We have started the research. And we can also take all of these, all this science, and just basically dump them into these labs. There we go. Blue ones. And then yellow. Good. There should be 7. The gray one... Okay, is there a mistake? Is the gray ones not getting... Oh, now they are. They just hadn't quite gotten down the line. That's the problem. Okay. A few more. And then maybe we'll go launch a rocket, and we'll call this episode done. We have the research back underway, and now we have to go through the lengthy steps of increasing our production of all the stuff that makes the research happen, which will take a while, but the research is up and running. Take another look. Yeah, we're just low on materials. Let's go launch a rocket, and then we'll call the end of the episode. And I'll also show you a look at one thing up here. 77,000 iron ore. We need to go mining next episode. How much you have? Okay, you can launch. We need to give you a satellite. Next episode, we're going to start increasing our mining output. We are... I need to go over here, turn that off. We're out of iron, and we need to increase our iron and copper by a lot, so that's what we're going to work on next time. Because we are officially spent on our iron. Oh my goodness. Good thing I stockpiled a bunch of rails and other things we will need to add that. Launch. Okay, extremely noisy. Extreme noise. Rocket number 3. And that should go up by 1,000. Somebody said the capacity was 2,000. So now it's close to capacity. We'll have to wait a while. That's the end of the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye-bye.